Popular literature contains various genres such as detective, science fiction, romance, fantasy, horror, thriller fiction, which are often conveniently shoved to the periphery of the literary canon. The canon comprises works that stand the test of time and are relevant in any given period in one way or another. They are long-lived, while the life of popular literature may or may not be so. Popular literature doesn't try to talk about the universal question of existence or find answers to philosophical questions of identity or purpose of one's life. It focuses on providing an escape, not only from the hardships of life, but also from the classics and literary fiction. It provides a respite to readers, making them curious, wonder, and delighted in stories of detectives, dungeons, and dragons. In doing so, it often imparts life lessons and the flaws of human existence, especially in fantasies and science fiction. It brings relief when a person is going through a hard time in life and also provides a dollop of hope to keep moving forward without putting much pressure on the psyche of the person. The primary purpose of popular literature is to provide pleasure. Brief history of popular literature. The conversation about popular literature is as old as the breakdown of the feudal society in Europe in the 16th century. It was the dawn of a new form of society that people had not gotten used to. The question arose after work and sleep, the two essential activities of survival: what will people do when they have leisure time on their hands? This gave rise to listening to the radio in those times. There were two major responses to it. 1. It brought the whole world to people who are lonely. 2. Some people considered indulging in such activities will diminish their intellectual capabilities. For the former category, attitude towards leisure ensured survival, and for the latter category, it meant self-destruction. A similar view is held towards popular culture and high culture. In the 19th century, there was a wide constituency of new literates as well as cheaper rates for printing books. This led to the accessibility of books to the common masses, the lower and middle class. Books were no longer the intellectual property of a few groups of people belonging to the aristocracy. They were accessible to all and sundry. This access also demanded books that are easier to read, considering that common people still didn't have access to high-quality education. Hence, after a day's work when their bodies and minds are exhausted, they prefer light reading that brings pleasure and respite to their day. By the 20th century, popular fiction made academic fiction look like a small and exclusive market, not meant for everybody. While Agatha Christie's detective fiction brought a buzz to the dining table affairs even in scholarly circles, literary fiction wasn't able to bring the same impact everywhere. Characteristics of popular literature. Popular literature is a combination of two main characteristics: convention and inventions. Conventions are all the elements that are specific to a particular culture or time period. It includes stereotyped characters, common tropes, commonly understood metaphors, etc. Conventions maintain traditions and shared values, stability of already defined cultures. It provides a sense of validation to its readers. Inventions include new characters, innovative plot lines, etc., that are imagined by the creator. They bring out new concepts and ideas which keep the reader intrigued despite the stereotypes and familiarity of the conventions. They provide an escape. A combination of both marks the success of popular fiction.